Hey everybody, welcome back to Get Your Sticks Together with El Donzo. Of course I am El Donzo, and today I want to talk about this little thing right here, this little sling bag. It's an Eberlestock Fade sling. And I ended up picking this up a few months back. I don't know why, I had this itch to go minimal. I didn't even know exactly what I was buying it for. Was I buying it to see if I could make a get-home bag out of it, maybe just EDC? How much stuff can I carry? Maybe a small go bag if I got to get in a vehicle with somebody else and I'll have my kitchen sink unit, as I call it. So I've been playing with this for a while. And for EDC, it's more than enough room for anything you could have in your everyday carry. Flashlights, knives, guns, I mean the whole 9 yards. Then I challenged myself. I said, what can I do to make a get-home bag out of this? Can it be done? Can you actually get everything you need to get home from a reasonable distance away, no matter what, in this bag? The answer to that, unfortunately to me, is no. You can't get everything that I feel comfortable with if you were, 50, 100 miles away. But you can get most of it in here, and it's a hell of a lot better than nothing. So what we're going to do is we're going to get into this bag and everything I've managed to cram into it. I think I did a pretty impressive job. Now, once we get in here, there's going to be stuff that you viewing the video may think, nah, I wouldn't put that in there. Or, I'd rather have this instead of that. And that's perfectly okay. You put what you want in the bag. The most important thing here is I've gone through a couple different techniques, and I've got some products that makes organizing these bags a lot easier. There's a lot of hook and loop features inside this bag. And there's some tricks and stuff that I've bought and trialed and errored that I think could probably help people out the most. If you're putting together a sling bag like this, you need to organize it or give any ideas about other stuff to stock in that. Now I did, for this project, buy a couple things specifically with this bag in mind. Different variations of products I've had over the years and I've tried, and I think they work great. So you're going to see some new stuff in this bag. Like I said, some new techniques on storing stuff and organizing this bag as well. So make sure and hit the like button on here, subscribe, and help the video out, help the channel out a little bit. But we're going to get into this this monstrosity of a sling right now. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the bag itself, the Eberlestock Fade sling bag. It's got 3 main compartments: front, middle, and rear. Now the front and middle compartment have access on both sides. Zippers are quality. The whole thing is quality. I didn't go chintzy on it and Chinesium. It's about a $120 bag. But if this is something that you're going to be carrying every day, or you're going to be trusting your life to it, I think it's well worth it. You have 3 points that you can adjust the shoulder strap to: middle, left, or right on it. And in this case, I threw a little extra flashlight in there just because why not have an extra flashlight? Now, there's a lot of stuff that's going to kind of get cross-contaminated here because a lot of the stuff I'll carry on body. I've got a Glock 19 in here. If it was a shit hit the fan scenario, I prefer to carry that on body. But I put it in here, like I said, to build this bag out to see what its potential was. So let's start, oh, and also at the top, you can put a hydration bladder in the middle compartment and then run the tube and bit out through there, go straight into it. So, okay, let's get started what I did with the front compartment on this, which is, like I said, accessible from both sides. Kind of kept my first aid stuff in here. It's not 100% first aid, but I thought, what the heck, we'll go ahead and make that happen. So let's open her up. First thing, I keep hand sanitizer with any bag I have. Threw this in there as well. It's a small battery bank for recharging your cell phone, recharging your flashlight. This one is a favorite of mine. It's got the micro USB, the lightning USB, a couple different kinds of plugins for your different devices. This is another item I tend to keep on my person. It's a snake staff tourniquet. I've had this for a couple years. but I threw that in there, kind of show the capacity, what you could actually load up in this thing. Dude wipes, sanitation, shears, 6-inch Israeli bandage, and always keep some Coban wrap. It's good for if you have a large wound, kind of in a tough to bandage area. Always keep Coban wrap. Now this is pretty cool. It has a little zippered compartment. This is where I keep my boo-boo stuff. I do keep a Z-fold gauze in there for packing wounds. And then of course, multiple Band-Aids, different sizes, large Band-Aids. I'm a big fan of these as well, non-stick pads. And then keep some burn gel in there to go along with it. And this right here, I can't sing the praises of this stuff enough. It's saline eye wash. So not only if you get something in your eye, if you've got to hit the road, Jack, but it's also really good for wound irrigation as well. If you happen to get a cut, if you happen to get a deep gash, it's just really good for that, cleaning out wounds and getting stuff out of your eyes. I think that's it for the front compartment. Now in the middle compartment, I had some room, so I threw some more goodies in there. But a couple things I'm really big on is PPE, personal protective equipment, especially in scenarios where you may have to rely on this bag. The first thing, decent pair of gloves. Second thing for PPE, I thought I had the room. I have a bunch of spare N95 respirators. These are good. They have the valve on them. And then they also have the metal clip that you can adjust it to the bridge of your nose. You never know if you're in a city, if there's a chemical or, just plain particulates that may be from a disaster or something like that. It's always good to, if you can cram something like this in there, do it. You could use a handkerchief soaked in water. It's not going to be near as good, but it's still better than nothing. Now, this is something I bought specifically just for this bag. This is the A5, and you know what? It escapes me. I don't have it written down. Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, memo bottle A5. Forgive me. This is 25 ounces. This will hold, and it's lightweight. Of course, it's not filled up now, but it's always good to have some water in your bag. You could probably do a couple liters, but that gets heavier. So I wanted to find something that was flat, compact, and could slide right in there. So I think this was $38. This was one I bought specifically just for this pack. But I think I'm also going to use it for other, get home bags as well, and maybe go bags. It's pretty convenient. If you're a woman, it's built pretty good. It'd be good for a purse if you want to carry extra water with you. So the memo bottle A5, like I said, that was about $38 for that bottle. Bought specifically for the sack. And on the inside of that middle compartment, there is hook and loop on both sides of it. So if you want to get in there and put your accessory pouches or whatever like that, that'll do it. Keep it organized if you want to do yours up differently. Not all sling bags, to my knowledge, have hook and loop in them, but definitely after having this one, I don't think I would purchase one without hook and loop in a couple of the compartments. But forgive me, I have a cold, so I'm trying to do this keep my nose from running. Okay, so the rear, the rear compartment on this sling, this is the one I had the most fun with. And I've probably been through this umpteen different times trying to figure out what would work best for me in my situation. And everybody's going to be different, and I get it. So, there it is. Now, obviously, I do have a Glock 19 in there with a TLR 7X light on it, 2 spare magazines. This was a Maxpedition adjustable holster for this that works specifically with hook and loop nylon. This was, I believe it was about 45 bucks for this holster. A little pricey, but I think it's worth it. I'm going to have a link to that in the description along with a lot of this other stuff as well, so you can look it up. And you can adjust this to just about any firearm you want to. In the adjustment, you peel that off, and then you can tighten it up or you can loosen it up depending on what firearm you have. Pretty decent retention. This is pretty stiff, so you don't have to worry about, well, you should always worry about accidentally pulling the trigger on any gun, but it's less and less with this. It's not flimsy, it's well made. Let's go over to the magazine holsters. I love these little cards. They're made by m-tac, and they're $14 a piece. And they're really good. I ended up getting these. I had a belly band, a ComfortTac belly band, and I ordered some of these that you could put on the belly band itself, and they're pretty secure, and they're adjustable. So you can tighten it up, move it over. Like I said, they're $14 a piece, but they're well made, and they keep your stuff secure. Now, I've got a couple of those. I've had those for a while. I bought an extra one for the bag. You can also put the multi-tool on there. And in this case, I have the Sawyer Peak Series Solo Water Filtration Filter. That was bought specifically for this bag. I wanted to go as minimal as I could on it. Now, one caveat to this with this filter is you're going to need one of the Sawyer bags or a standard water bottle because it will not fit the threads on the A5. Once again, the A5 was kind of bought separate from that just for everyday carry of water. But keep that in mind, you will need either the Sawyer bag that sometimes comes with these or a standard water bottle for it. Now, this was $23, and I got a 2-pack of them. So I'll probably give one to my son or put one in another bag or, you know, whatever. It doesn't hurt to have water filtration. Now, something else I bought specifically for this project was the Midland ER10. Oh, that's how good the Velcro is. Was a Midland ER10 weather radio. It takes batteries. I have a separate card up here for the batteries and whatnot. We'll go through that. So what I did to make this so we can organize it is I bought a 6-pack of these. They're 4x8 hook and loop panels with adhesive on each side. So I cut out the hook portion and just attached that to the battery cover. It goes in here. You don't have to worry about it moving around. You saw when I pulled it off. That was the first time I pulled it off of there like that. It took the cover off with it. So good quality. Once again, these will be linked to the video as well. I had this pouch laying around. This actually came, I think, with the ComfortTac. Move this down so we can see it. I believe this came with the ComfortTac waistband belt, but I decided to make this my fire kit. Wind and waterproof matches are in there, and I had enough room to shove a ferro rod in as well. That's my fire kit. And then another m-tac project over here with the cards. Managed to fit a cold steel SRK in there. And on the other side, I've got 2 chem lights. Coming up here, I'm not a big fan of this card, so I'm not going to recommend it. I got this off Amazon. It's kind of going to get the job done, but it wasn't what it was portrayed as or what it was described as. Just a couple different size loops in there, elastic. Threw a lighter in there, a couple batteries for that Midland weather radio, a Sharpie and a pen. What the hell, you never know when you're going to need those. Let's put that down there. Now, what I did was I got creative with this. I always like duct tape. Who doesn't like duct tape, right? So I got a small roll of Gorilla Tape. I got about 50 feet of this nylon hook and loop strapping. So I simply ran it through, and that keeps the duct tape secured. Now, the big one here that kind of took some some thought being put into it. How do I want to do this? I want to have some form of shelter. I want to have something that can be used as shelter. It doesn't have to be a camping tent, but can I get shelter along with fire, water, cutting, cordage into this bag? And the answer was yes. Yes, I can. And I'm going to show it to you right now. Inside the front part of the rear compartment, they have this this sleeve here for presumably armor, but you can put anything in there you want. For this one, a life tent. It's about $35 for 2 of these on Amazon. And they're pretty big. I think they're 10 feet long by like 8 feet wide. And you can use this as a shelter. You can use it as it's reflective on the inside, as an emergency blanket. I didn't need to worry about cordage because it comes with its own cordage. So this can be used for that. It can be used for anything else. It's not 550 cord, but for the size of bag that we're working with, it's going to be just fine. So that is it. The Fade Sling Get Home Bag. So I think with everything included, this would make a get home bag. And it's, I don't have socks and underwear and all this other stuff stuffed into it. Some people may say something about, well, you need toothbrush and toothpaste. If you're going to take this sling to get home, you don't need toothbrush and toothpaste. You don't need stuff like that. Something to clean up your culo and get you on the road beating your feet. Now, in addition to this, I'm going to have another video coming out in the next day or two, which, in my opinion, the do's and don'ts about getting home and why, if you don't have a get home bag, you should have a plan and a bag and something together, because of the things we're witnessing right now, not only in this country, but around the world, is blinking bright red lights at you saying, hey, you better get ready. So if you don't have something like this or you're considering it, go ahead and get on it now. You don't have to spend that kind of money on a bag. You don't have to have all the same stuff in it. But like I said, just a couple of ideas to make it a little bit easier to organize it. Like I said, I trialed and errored a lot of stuff with this, especially like those m-tac mag pouches. So I'll be linking all that stuff in the description. So this is El Donzo. Get your sticks together. I'm out of here, guys.